is Tuchel already bringing out the excuses ahead of that match? He got this to say, it's January the 21st, and we have needs. We've lost Rabiot, Lassana, Diarra, and Verratti. The situation has not improved. It is very, very serious for us. Of course, a lot has changed, hasn't it, Jules, really, since the draw was made? Solskjaer coming in, United on that great run of form. How much are PSG sitting up and paying attention to this?
Oh, very much so. I think they can see that since Mourinho has departed, things are much better at United. And things are good at PSG until that injury for Marco Verratti on Saturday against Guingamp in the league. It was a great win for Paris, but losing Verratti for a sprained ankle, which he'll be out for around 3 weeks. So it's touch and go for that game at Old Trafford. Like you said, on February the 12th, he could still be playing it, but he might not be completely 100%. Would you not play him in the first leg to make sure that he's fully fit and 100% for the second leg in Paris a few weeks later? That's the question. And Tuchel is right. There is a midfield crisis because apart from Marquinhos, who's not really a midfielder, at least a defensive midfielder, he doesn't have really anyone there. Di Maria can play there, but he's not a defensive midfielder either, and neither is Julian Draxler. So there's a big crisis there, and Tuchel is waiting for reinforcement and new signing, and they're just not coming yet.
You take a look at the probable 11 against Manchester United. Have we got any sympathy for Tuchel, boys?
A sympathy for a manager? No. But, at the end of the day, he's gone into a high-pressured situation in terms of not winning League On, but, Champions League and the players they've got. And so it's a huge blow if you're losing players. I mean, Dani Alves has played in midfield as well.
Yeah.
The upside is, if there is an upside, is that they are so far in front in the league that he can rest another few players in between because it's not really going to affect him. So he doesn't have to take too many risks with the ones that are still fit. The problem is obviously the ones that are out and particularly that central position. Look, a few weeks ago, this was pretty much a foregone conclusion, the way Man United were going and the way PSG were going. But now with the changes at United and the injuries at PSG, it's a lot closer. I still think PSG should be strong enough, but it's certainly a lot closer.
Just a moment. Jules, what's going on with Rabiot? Why isn't he... Can't they just say, like, look, I know your contract ends at the end of the season, but give us a few months?
Yeah, and that's what Tuchel wants. Tuchel says, listen, there's other players in a similar position than Rabiot, like Aaron Ramsey, for example, like Ander Herrera, who have only 6 months left on their contract, don't want to sign a new deal, and they're still playing with their team. Why do we have to freeze out Rabiot? And but the order comes from above. The sporting director, Toro Enrique, the chairman, Nasser Al-Khelaifi, is saying like he doesn't want to sign, he can't play. And that's the way it is. And he was sent to train with the reserve, Rabiot, which is not really legal. So it's going to be an even bigger mess in the Rabiot situation for PSG. And I think Tuchel just thinks, you know what, give me back the player. I will play him. It doesn't matter if he leaves on a free in June. I need him. I need a midfielder now. And this is all getting a bit silly. But the hierarchy, at the moment at least, are just not changing their decision.
Jules, you know his personality better than us. Could you trust him? Is it a case that they're worried that he's not going to give 100% because he's not committed to the club?
No, it's not that. I think it's more because I think Rabiot will be committed. At the end of the day, PSG is his club. They haven't found an agreement. He wanted too much money. They were not ready to give him that kind of money. So he's happy to go, and it's on a free, so that's unfortunate for the club. But he would be 100% there, and Tuchel knows that. It's just that the stance they have, they're very unhappy with Rabiot and his mum, who is his agent, and they just want to freeze him out completely and not hear from him again, basically.
They're missing the big picture, if that's the case.
What a mess. What a mess.
And especially when you see Marco Verratti come off the field with an ankle injury, you need a midfielder, and you need a natural midfielder to take care of that position. And the reason it becomes clear that you need a midfielder is because you look at Manchester United and where they have improved. And one of the areas that they have improved the most is the individual performance of a guy like Paul Pogba. Mm-hmm. Oh, where does he play? Oh, he plays in the midfield, you see. So you need a counterpart to that. You need somebody that can do the work box to box, that can work defensively and can also provide you something offensively. And that's exactly what Rabiot does or has done for PSG. So if I don't know where these decisions are coming from. They're coming from the top. Well, those people need to look at the big picture and see, well, let's just get past Manchester United and then we can consider what do we do with Rabiot. At this point, you just want to get past this tie. You want to make sure that you give yourself the best opportunity available to advance. And if that means playing Rabiot, that's what you do.
Moving on from Rabiot, just the big picture in general, Shaq. Obviously, things have changed over the last month, but have they really changed?
Yes, they have. They've changed immensely for Manchester United, playing with a whole lot more confidence now. Coming into this game, PSG quite clearly have their own issues, and that's being played out in a public manner that I think lends to confidence for Manchester United. Listen, United are playing with confidence. They've kind of swept by the smaller clubs in the Premier League. That one great result against Spurs. Coming into this 3-4 weeks ago, nobody would give them a chance. I think they have more than just that this time around.
It's a poison chalice at the moment. I mean, last year it was Emery having all the problems with, until he got injured, Neymar, and the antics, and the doing what he wanted, and then not adhering to club policy, whether it be dress code or whatever. Now it's a guy who doesn't want to sign a contract, and whether his agents are paying the backside or not, or he is, doesn't matter. It's his choice. It's his choice to let his contract run out if he decides so. But to throw the baby out with the bathwater here, when you've never won this Champions League and that's ultimately what you're striving to do, having paid the money that they've paid into this club, it just seems absolutely crazy to me, and it could bite them. I mean, it really could.
We all know Jules is a big PSG fan. How are your confidence levels, Jules?
It's still quite high. I think by the time the game comes, they would have signed at least a defensive midfielder. Whether that's Idrissa Gueye from Everton, Paredes from Zenit, Alan from Napoli, I don't know. Tuchel is confident that at least one will come. Two maybe if they're lucky, and that's what they need. If they don't sign any number 6, no defensive midfielder, then my confidence level will drop massively. But I still believe, and it's obvious to see, not even before Verratti's injury, that's the position where they need someone right now if they want to go quite far in the competition.